Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of the Full Color Waterfowl podcast. On today's episode 102, The Wrong Direction. When influence goes wrong and how it affects, well, each and every one of us. But first, my sponsor of the program, True Dave Gear. True Dave for your waders, for your boots, for your ankle boots, keeping your feet dry, keeping you dry, keeping you out there longer, and having the waterproof backpacks to be able to keep your stuff, well, dry, because we're in water, like, all the time. So, makes sense to be able to have the things that get you out there and keep you dry. Give them a look, guys. True Dave Gear. So, on the episode today, the one thing that I wanted to talk about is the wrong direction. For those of you that follow my Instagram, you may know me as, well, the guy that calls people out when they do stupid shit, because, well, don't do stupid shit. It's really that easy. But with the uptick in popularity of social media, of the influencer, I don't put myself in that category, but it is something that people strive to, the look at me person. They want to do everything in their power to have all the eyeballs on them, and, well, they got to create the content to be able to have you look their way. One of the things that I have noticed is all this stuff of the influencer portion of it getting into the hunting world. It's obviously been here for quite some time, but as of late, it's getting to the point where we're getting to the point of steering ourselves off a cliff. With all of the things coming in from this year of lack of ducks and lack of just birds in general, and people not being able to be successful because when they go out, they're either on overhunted areas or the birds just aren't there, well, this stuff makes these influencer people do very, very dumb stuff that would be outside of their normal realm of what they would do in an ethical, moral situation if it was a good year for a guide, a good year for an outfitter. Because in those good years, you see, all that money just comes in nonstop. You have birds, everything's plentiful, everything's good. You got your flooded cornfields. Yep. You got your flooded corn for your clients to come and whack and stack the mallards out of those areas. And no problems to be had. But when people aren't seeing birds, aren't getting their clients on those birds, people stop showing up. So when you don't have the video content to put out there to show how amazing that your duck mecca that you've created is, well, what do? Well, you go the wrong direction with your morals and ethics, and you put videos out there that get you more likes and clicks and shares. Because after all, that's what pushes social media influencers is having big content, having something go viral. And when you go viral, well, then you get more clients. And even if the clients that you get don't really get on a lot of birds, but you have a lot more clients, well, you'll make your money. And that's what they're pushing for. In a world right now that is very, very diverse with emotions, people don't use logic and reasoning anymore. We have a world full of sissies, people that run their entire life based off of their emotions. They feed into every single thing that's out there, and they get very upset, very anxietied, very depressioned out, or whatever you want to go to pick your correct bottle of meds for the day to get over life. A lot of these young generation, they've never been punched in the mouth in high school because they have to worry about getting shot by the kid that they punched in the face. Or they've never had their dad whip them in the ass with a belt because, God forbid, you'd get your kids taken away now because it's child abuse. That's where we're at with the mindset of a lot of these people on the internet. Not the hunting group, the people that are watching us, hunters. So if you're in those categories of struggling and you're trying to do the thing that makes you a better influencer, you're going to do stuff that's, well, gets your name out there, good, bad, or indifferent. And that's the videos that I'm seeing online as of late. A lot of this stuff that is out there, guys, I had a gentleman that I had posted a video on, and I got some feedback from a person that actually knows him personally. In that feedback, I found out a lot more about that person and why they chose to make the decisions that they chose to post the video on. The video that I'm in reference to is on my Instagram. I do my series called Winner of the Week, where I point out people that are degrading and hurting our sport and making it difficult for people like myself or others to continue to have the rights that we have to hunt and fish and pursue the animals that we have around us, because they are feeding into all the non-hunter stuff that they could possibly give a non-hunter to go after us with. Whether it's legislation, whether it's just going to city councils and what have you, and getting certain areas taken away for, well, rights to be able to hunt. And you see, if you're willing to put yourself in a situation like this gentleman did, he went out on a boat that he's a charter captain of. He is a guide. He is an outfitter. And he decided that it was okay to allow 3 hunters, 1 in the bow of the boat and 2 behind that gentleman. And they were shooting at mute swans going about 40-ish miles an hour. And the kid in the back left took 2 shots that if they would have hit any bump, his gun was directly to the left side of the left ear of the person in the bow of the boat. One, I don't know how the guy in the front of the boat isn't deaf unless he had an earplug in. 2, one wave would have changed that whole situation. That video wouldn't have happened because, well, it would have been deleted immediately because, well, friend would have killed the friend that was in front of him, because that's how close that gun was to him. When I had reached out to this gentleman before I even put him on Winner of the Week, I wanted to see his viewpoint on it. I wanted to get the perspective of why somebody would do this. So I reached out to said gentleman, and I basically just said, because the video that I found was posted by another Instagram channel. And when I reached out to this gentleman, all I said was, "Is this you? Is this your outfitter? And was this you filming this?" What I got from the gentleman as a response was, "Yep, and everything's legal here." First off, you live in California. I don't think you can go to the grocery store in shorts without being illegal and being arrested for something. God knows, there's nothing legal there. But the other side of that is, I'm pretty sure in any way, shape, or form, going 40 miles an hour and shooting at something with paid guests in the front of your boat while you're running a business, let alone the fact that you're shooting at migratory birds, invasive or not, is probably highly illegal in your state. So before I went any further with it, I looked up the state statutes for California, and yes, I was correct. All of that stuff that he was doing in that boat was highly illegal. Fast forward to a couple days later, and I was reached out to by a gentleman that knows him for a long time. And I found out more of the story as to why we might be doing the things that we were doing in that boat that day. You see, this gentleman that was the boat captain, he lost his ability to have a salmon fishing license in California because all that stuff got taken away. He had to sell off his charter boats and all the other stuff, and wasn't able to do it anymore because of the regulations that were put in place to limit the amount of people that could salmon fish. So that's step one. You could go into, why did they close salmon and all this other stuff? Yes, you could go that route, but it's California, so I don't have 4 hours to explain that to you. So this is a gentleman that has lost half his business already. Lost the boats that he used to go salmon fishing. Lost half of his livelihood, if not more, off of fishing. So why was he making these videos of them shooting at mute swans going 40 miles an hour? Because he was outside of his normal mentality when it comes to his morals and ethics, because desperate times call for desperate measures for people to make money when you're just trying to stay afloat. I had a great conversation with the guy that reached out to me. He just wanted to know it from my perspective of, letting me know the situation at hand for this gentleman, this outfitter, and kind of give me the full story. And in him telling me the full story, I got to share my full story with him in reference to when I did post this video, the feedback that I got from the gentleman in the video that was the outfitter. When he responded to my video, it was nothing but hate. Nothing but the most degrading things that you can say to somebody about their family, about themselves, picking on how much I weigh, how much I don't weigh, this and that, how bad of a hunter I am, how, he wishes nothing but the worst for me and my family, and everything else that goes into degrading somebody that you don't know because, well, you got called out and now you want to make it about me, not about what you fucked up and did. That's where that went with it. So when I was talking with this other gentleman that had reached out to me to tell me RJ's full story on the situation out in California, when he told me about the salmon stuff and told me about all the other aspects to it, that video makes more sense to me. That video makes complete sense to me. This person was reaching for that last straw to figure out how to be viral to make his business get back to where it was from all the stuff that he lost from salmon. Do I feel a bit sorry for him? On the salmon side, I do. When you get things taken away from you, that's your livelihood. Yeah, that sucks. Having to sell your business and do all that kind of stuff, sorry for you, man. But at the end of the day, when your backup plan is to be what you posted on the internet and putting things out there that show all hunters and fishermen in negative light, why do you think you lost it? You lost things because of people like you. So when your true colors bubble up to the top and people get to see it, and then you message somebody back and show even more of your true colors, I'm in the right here and you're in the wrong, bud. No matter how you skin a cat, it is what it is. I can see that picture 100%. So when the other gentleman reached out to me and gave me the full story, the backstory, I had a good one-on-one conversation with him. I explained my side of the story. I explained what the gentleman said in return to me. And we had a very good conversation about, the reason I post these videos is very simple. I have nephews. I have nieces. I want to get them into hunting. I educate college kids that are getting into natural resource programs, and they want to get into understanding hunting from a non-hunter's perspective and be able to do it. Utilize the resource. When I told him all the things that I enjoy doing and want to push forward and have a YouTube channel to teach people how to do things the right way, he understood it from my angle. He agreed with me wholeheartedly on the situation. And the situation went from, hey man, this guy is having a rough go at life, yada, 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 to, holy cow, man, that's cool that you do all that stuff for young kids and you want to maintain and keep this stuff for future generations. Yeah, I do. So when I had that conversation, we ended it in a positive note. It was never, mind you, it was never negative from the word go with this gentleman. He was just trying to, give me some information, appreciated his feedback, and we got to have a conversation. That is my influence in things that I use on social media. Yeah, I might post videos that you might not like, you might not understand. You might not like my angle of how I approach it. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to influence the kids that pop up in my messages on Instagram that tell me, my friends do this. How do I approach it? Where do I take it if I just don't want to be a part of the illegal stuff that kids my age do? Call it out. Make it known that you are not that kind of hunter. And that stuff goes away. Calling this stuff out on the internet, my thing that I've seen from me doing this, when I get tagged in stuff now, of stuff on Instagram, by the time, if I don't screenshot some of these videos that people are willing to put out there, I get tagged a couple times that the content creator takes it down. Because they know that, oh shit, he might put this video out next, and there might be consequences for my actions. Do I see myself as a ball buster hellbreaker on the internet? No, I don't. Do I do it for satisfaction of, ha, gotcha, bitch? No, I don't. I do it from the perspective of I see this stuff and it makes me sick. It makes me feel that, is this half of us? Is this 70% of us doing this crap out in the marsh? What is the percentage? How many of you listening to this podcast know somebody that's like this? I know somebody that's like this. I don't hunt with them anymore because they are like this. I've called them out many times to their face, and that's why we're not friends anymore. But you have to have those conversations to be able to figure out, okay, if I'm not friends with this person, guess what? They're still going to be doing this stuff. So how many of us know people like that? Standing up for ourselves as hunters is more than just deleting a friend. The influence that I have online, even though I hate that word, has meant a lot to me. I've had major brands. I've had young kids. I've had brand new hunters that just want to get into this stuff, reach out and be like, keep doing what you're doing, man. It makes me feel good knowing that there's somebody out there that cares about these animals like I do. That is all the gratification that I need from people telling me that I'm doing the right thing because I'm trying to save this resource. And that's really all I'm really trying to do with it. Now you look into some of this other stuff that you see out there, and not all of it is killing an animal illegally on Instagram or YouTube or whatever. Some of it's just simple things of people being unsafe, using animals as props. And I'm not talking pile picks. I'm not talking people that want to stack birds on top of chairs or on a cooler, make them look nice, presentable, what have you, for your picture of your successful day. I'm not talking about that at all. That's part of hunting. Got it. Get it. Good. They're all taken care of. They've all been dispatched. And, well, if you have a really, really great day in the marsh, you want to share it and show it off. I understand that. But it goes further than that with the people that are using animals as props to push an agenda or make something funny. I saw one the other day that got shared a couple times on some very big accounts that a guy was pretending that he went on his very first duck hunt. And he had it all, a caption above it was, "Oh, went on my first duck hunt. I think I might have made a mistake." And then he goes into talking as he drops the tailgate, and there's a dead bald eagle in the back of the truck. You read the caption, you read everything below it, and yes, the bald eagle was found dead. He got a permit to take it from whatever wildlife agency was allowing him a permit to take a dead bald eagle. I've come to believe that it's way harder than that, but anyway. And he legally had the right to take that bald eagle or what have you, to be able to have it taxidermied or whatever he was going to do with it, to donate it to an educational center. I have no idea. Probably wasn't going to, but that's neither here nor there. But the fact that he was legal, but in his video, trying to pretend that he shot it. He knew what he was doing. He was trying to get a rise out of the internet, that they were upset that he shot a bald eagle, because that's what he was portraying, right? Perception's reality for people. And we live in a culture that has no logic and reasoning. They just run on emotions. So the first thing they do is, oh my God, call the warden, call this place, you are a piece of crap, and all this, the comments. So the comments were what he was after. Why? The more comments he has, the more it gets pushed into the algorithm, and the more it gets pushed into the algorithm, he makes money off of it. That's what he's doing. Is it right? No, it's not. But how many of these people exist out there? I see it all the time. From the bald eagle to another one the other day where a guy took a dead Drake mallard and put it between two pieces of bread and pretended that he was making a sandwich out of it, and all this other crazy crap that's out there. Yet you wonder why non-hunters hate the living shit out of hunters. They see it too, guys. They see it all the time. And what do? Well, they do the same thing I do to call out our own selves on the internet. They screen record that crap, and they get up in front of groups. Major groups, non-hunting groups, legislatures, all that kind of stuff, and show those videos of this is a hunter. This is what these people do. This is every day. And then they get their way. They get legislation passed. They get laws passed. They have regulations taken away that, or regulations put on the books that go after us even harder. make it hard for us to have a sandhill crane hunt in central Wisconsin. Because you're willing to do the stupid shit to get some views on the internet. But where does it end? You got all these little trends that people decide to make what they feel are good videos for the internet, like the gas station selfies. I will never understand that one till the cows come home, that, hey guys, let's take all our ducks and geese, hang them around our neck, let them drip all over the floor, take them into a restaurant or a business, flail them around and make a mockery of them, or even just take a selfie with them around your neck next to the Quick Trip roller bar full of hot dogs. I don't understand it. I will never get it. But why is that a trend? Because there's no respect for the animal anymore. That is it. That is the only reason. You want to look popular for your friends. Look at me and my limit, and that's as far as it goes. Respect has not entered the chat in any aspect of those gas station selfies. But a lot of people will say, Justin, that's just kids having fun. Okay, you can have your little dances and your waiters in the parking lot with your squatted trucks and your flat brims. That's fine. That's just kids having fun. When it becomes a mockery of the wildlife we pursue, you've taken it too far. If you want to go the route of being an influencer, be deliberate. Have a mission statement. Have something that makes you you. Being a person on the internet that degrades animals, we don't need any more of them. If you want to go on there and you want to be a person that hunts, films, and records things, all we ask as hunters is to just do it in an ethical and moral way. It's not that hard. I understand we live in a society, in a world right now that morals, ethics, and laws have left the chat a long time ago. But not for all of us. There are people out there that like to do the right thing, even when nobody's watching, myself included. Am I the king of all kings, and am I the person that's never done anything wrong in my life, and I just stand up on this soapbox as this all high mighty being that has never done wrong? No. I've messed up. I was a little kid once. I had a BB gun. I had a bird feeder. You know where I'm going with that one. But at a certain age, you have to understand how to be an adult. The thing that is the scary part of where the society is going in the wrong direction as far as hunting is concerned, when it gets to guides and outfitters. You have people profiting off of a natural resource. It's their bread and butter. It's the thing that pays their bills and keeps the lights on. It's the thing that feeds their family and gets their boats and all the other stuff that they have to go out and put people on birds, to put people on deer, turkeys, and what have you. When they're doing the stuff that they're posting online, showing how illegal they're willing to be to get their clients on animals, just imagine the stuff that they're doing that you don't see. If some of that stuff, like high-low outfitters in Arizona, if he's going to do the crippled sandhill cranes and all that stuff and carry him on his back and harass the shit out of a wounded one out in a field, and he's willing to post all that stuff online, I wouldn't even want to see what he does behind closed doors or when that camera's off, for that matter. We need to hold each other accountable, guides, outfitters included. You see these outfitters and these influencers that are out there, and they got the big followings. I'm not going to name names because I don't need the drama. I don't need another cease and desist letter to hang on my wall and frame. But think about the stuff that they're willing to do to get that content. Each and every day we're finding out more and more influencers that are being caught for illegal activity, taking animals across state lines so they can record it as a bigger animal in one state versus another. Illegal baiting, flooding that corn or corn in that flood. They're doing all that kind of stuff to put people on birds. And then they're still willing to let people harvest over their limit, so on and so forth. Again, none of these people, mind you, are probably putting any money back into the resource. They're just taking from it. I've put out many calls of action on this podcast. My call to action for you guys is just to simply look at yourselves. Look deep inside yourself as a hunter and as a person. What are you doing in your life right now that is morally or ethically wrong that you could change? Doesn't need to be hunting, but if it is hunting, you could change that stuff as well. What's something that one thing you could change to make yourself a better person? The thing I wish to change about myself is, well, not to be as quick and judgmental to certain people. Yes, we all have our flaws, myself included. I'm working on being able to not have the fast thumbs on the internet because, well, when people smart off, I tend to go right back at it tenfold till you're in the corner sucking your thumb, wonder where mama is. And I'm trying to get a little bit better at that because I'm better than that. I know I am, and there's certain times where I got to catch myself as well. At the end of the day, am I really hurting anything from it? No, not other than the person that I'm going back and forth with, but I'm matching words with words and with people I don't know, so honestly, what's the point? I'm trying to get better at that and not do that as much in 2026. However, if I have to stand up for myself and for things that are right, I will continue to do so, obviously. But look at something that you could improve for ethicals or morals in the hunting woods, in the hunting marsh, and just in life in general. And we can all be better people. And maybe some of this emotional everything versus logic and reasoning might come back, and we might have a little bit more common sense with people if we just try a little bit. Try a little bit harder than we did yesterday. So until the next one, guys, I really appreciate each and every one of you. I truly do. Hit that follow button. Hit that subscribe button. Sorry, that's YouTube. Hit that alert button, and it lets us know that you're watching along, and it alerts you to when I have a new podcast. If you like the podcast episodes that I've been putting out lately, guys, hit the comments. Let me know, good, bad, or indifferent, what you're seeing out there, and that gives me more fuel to not only continue to do these, but figure out different podcast angles that I can take to put out more content for you. Until the next one, guys, get out there, be ethical, look at yourself truly in the mirror, write some stuff down. Write stuff down that you can improve on, and try to make yourself stick to them, your friends included. Take care, guys.